Hello and welcome to an episode of Invalid Entry. My name is James Taylor and we are about to do the very last advent today. We're going to do it quite quickly. We're going to make a present and we're going to make a layer that you can sort of scratch off or rip off the wrapping and see what the present is underneath. The way we're going to do this brand new Pygame little thing going on. What we have here is a very basic loop. So we have all the initialization of things. We've got the Pygame clock in there. I've just got a little thing here so I can put it on the right screen when I'm using multiple screens. Although I'm not today, I'm in my lounge again. And then as we go down here, we set the mode, and when we load up three assets, the present, the wrapping, and this new surface, they're called the mask, which is the same size as the two layers. The event loop right now, we haven't got anything in there, it's just going to quit, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to do this. So what I'm going to do very quickly, we're going to do this hacky, we're going to put this onto the back of the main loop as well. We're basically going to do screen.blit present, and that's going to go to 0, 0, and that's that. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the wrapping. So the wrapping should be on top of the present, so we shouldn't see the present at all. And if I've done that right, it's called test one. Surface not defined because I haven't imported surface. So I'm just going to have a quick check at my nativity code because I can't remember all my imports off the top of my head. We don't want the transform, but it's from Pygame import surface. From Pygame import surface. There we go. Let's have a quick run of that. Oh, no, don't want to run that again. Give it that. Don't save. There we go. Have a run of that. And we get, there we go. We got the present is under there. Trust me on that. Now what we're going to do is we're basically going to start looking at these events. So each event that comes in has a different event type, and then what we can do is we can sort of look at the loop. So also we've got the clock tick here as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick peek at the Pygame system, and in here there are you can look at the state of the buttons. So we say using event, we can actually just look at the state of the buttons, but we can also look at whether it's focused or not. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import pygame.mouse. I don't have to do pygame mouse every time. Mouse, is that mouse with a capital M? No, it's lowercase m here. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to do, before the blitz, we're going to do pygame.mouse, pardon me, dot get focused. Okay, if mouse dot get focused, a function called we don't need to do true because we just don't need to, because it is either true or false. So if it's focused, then what we want to do is we want to get the position. Actually, first of all, we want to get the get pressed. Okay, and at this point I'm going to print those off because I'm interested in what those are. But I'm only going to print it if it's in focus. So we're going to run that. It's saying it's not or not. If I click once, hold down that middle mouse button, hold on the other one, hold on both. I'm on the touchpad, so it's very hard to hold down both. So basically, we're only interested the first one has a focus. So we're going to say buttons equals that. If buttons naught, which is the first one in that array, then we're going to say it is pressed. Now the next check we want to do is work out where it is. So we're going to do mouse.getPos. And the getPos basically will give us a coordinate. Chord equal mouse.getPos, like that. Now, if chord naught is less than naught, or chord naught is bigger than width. Now we can rewrite this in a second, and we can do a thing which you can only do in Python, which is I'm going to do screen. I can do width. So basically, I want it to be inside that. So I'm actually going to say if naught is smaller than chord naught and smaller than width. And you can do that in Python. You can't do that in JavaScript or C# or other languages. But that is a legal sentence in Python. And I'm going to do the same for if and naught is smaller than chord 1 is smaller than height. So basically that means the mouse is inside the frame. If it's outside the frame, yay. Okay, like that. So we're going to run that again. Did I save it? I did save it. No, there's no column there. So here, if I click here, I don't get anything. Click here again, I get something. So that works nicely. Okay, so what we're going to do at this point is we're going to think about the layers. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to make another surface. So first of all, what we're going to do is do it badly, and we're actually going to do draw. We're going to use the draw function again, and we're going to draw a circle. And the circle definition has a bit of a long set of arguments, because I want a fill. I want a fill circle. Can I fill that? Radius. So I'm going to give it a coordinate, a color, and an alpha value, which is going to be really important in a moment. And then I'm going to give it. So if I do this badly for a moment, I'm going to do mask. Draw. I imported draw. Draw. It's going to take dot circle. I'm going to give it the surface underscore, which is the mask. I'm going to give it a coordinate, which is the chord. I'm going to give it a that's the center. I'm going to give it a radius. I'm going to give it a radius of like 20. I'm going to give it a width of 20 as well, so it's actually filled. I'm very surprised I haven't got. Oh, if width equals 0, fill the circle. There we go. So I can just add 0, width of 0, which sets it to fill. And I can do that as 40. There we go. Nice and easy. And then it needs to have a. Oh, it's supposed to have a color after the surface. So the color here is going to be 0, 0, 0, 255. This is not. This is an alpha layer, so I need that 255 in there. And I believe that's all I need to do there. So we need to save on that. And the next thing I'm going to do very quickly is go screen.blit the mask 0, 0, which isn't quite what I want to do, but so now you can see I'm now drawing in as I hold down. If I don't hold down, it doesn't. But if I go smoothly, it draws it in. I could work out the coordinate, and then if I do these sort of large space, because say move at 15 frames a second, I could work out the difference and draw a line between those places. That I could do. But basically, I'm just drawing onto the mask on top. I'm not actually removing the layer underneath. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a new surface, and we're going to call it mixed. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to say changed equals false. At this point, I'm going to do changed equals true. So if changed, and actually what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do mixed.fill, and we're going to fill it with 0, 0, 0, 255. Well, we're going to fill it with 255, 255, 255. Okay, and I think we did this on a previous demo of this. So if it's changed, I'm going to re-render the mixed layer. I'm going to comment out these two, and instead I'm going to put the mixed layer in here. Screen.blit mixed 0, 0. Okay, what we're going to do first of all is we're going to blit on screen.blit. No, we're not. We're going to. Sorry about that. We're going to do mixed.blit the wrapping at 0, 0, and then we're going to do mixed.blit the mask at 0, 0. Now this time we're going to use a blit argument. I can just dip back into the surface. If I dip into surface, when you go blit, you'll see the blits have extra arguments of RGB mult, blend RGB mult, like this. So I'm going to pass those in as an extra flag here. And let's go pygame dot blend RGB mult as that static variable. So we give that a whirl now. You can't fill with 4 arguments. That's actually supposed to be 1 argument passed in as a colour, so it's a double bracket there. Okay, so invalid rec style argument. Because I need to put special flags on that. And this is where I just need to debug what's going on. So the mask should come out. Oh, and then I do change equals false again. Change sets true. So it should blit the wrapping. And if I just comment that one out for a second, we should get the white layer. The mixed up blit should get the black wrapping in there. Oh, the first time round, until the button is pressed, I want to do that. I don't want to fill the mixed, actually, that's wrong. The mask. Here we go. The mask should have that fill. The mix should start with the wrapping. But it's weird. As we draw on, we're not getting what we want out because I commented the line out. If I comment this line back in, then it starts to disappear. Now, what's annoying here is I'm not seeing the layer underneath, so we will have to just double check what the layers actually look like. And what I suspect we'll find out is that this argument here is not the correct argument at the moment. So the colour I'm blitting on should probably be 0, 0, 0. And here this needs to be a 0 because I want it to multiply down. So at this point, I still don't get my layer underneath. Yay! Let's just go through the code very quickly. I'm pretty sure my logic is correct. I'm pretty sure there's just a minor issue here about where these things are coming in. So the mixed are coming together at this point. Each time round, basically the mixed, we actually can reset the mixed completely, which we do by blitting that surface on there. The mixed layer is a source alpha surface, which is important. The mask layer is a source alpha, which is important. It starts off fully white, so when you multiply the two together, you get what you want. When we start multiplying these values in, that should then drop those circles to 0, which should make them transparent. Yeah, so that one has been converted into an alpha layer, so that one should have alpha values, and then that should work. But we're not seeing the layer underneath. So I just want to check, if I take out the layer, the mixed layer, do we actually see the present? We do, excellent. So I put that present back in, the wrapping paper back in. And present isn't there. So the issue, I think, is definitely to do with this combination of oh, have I got the right? Oh no, RGBA. There you go. Because it has to have all 4 characters. If you don't have all 4 bytes, it doesn't get multiplied. And there you go. We can now rip the wrapping paper off to see the present underneath. So it's really important that when you're doing this, you actually match the values of if you're using 3 or 4 digit numbers, i.e. whether you've got RGB and alpha value or not. If you don't, then it doesn't work, and you have to remember to give it the extra special flags on the blit to get that mask layer to do. There are other ways of doing this. I could just have edited the wrapping layer directly, so when it blitted on, I wouldn't have to make this extra layer in the middle. What's nice about this is actually you can reset the layers without having to reload the assets underneath. Which, if you're doing some kind of multi-game, you might want to do that. You might be able to reset the asset. This is a nice little fun thing to do if you're modding games. It's nice and cool for like scratch and sniff type reveals to go if you've got some kind of rewards you have to scratch away the surface, or maybe you're doing a pirate treasure game where you've got to dig away the sand. It's all just about what assets you've got layered up. So as a principle, it's really easy. You just basically want to have an underlying layer, a layer that is then going to be a mask layer at the top that you're then either removing or you're putting another layer to mask that, to say this is now invisible, to give that effect. As an idea, it works very nicely, and we can sort of just rip away the thing. Again, if you're running a lower frame rate, I'm running 25 frames, it's quite obvious when I move the mouse quickly that it gaps. So you could get around that very easily just by remembering the last coordinate and remembering the next coordinate and then drawing a line between. You would have to do a little bit more work when you do that because you have to remember whether or not the mouse button was released or not, and you'd have to take that into account. You may get other glitches in that case. But as it goes right now, this is a nice little simple fun thing to do. And that's it. So that's it for Advent. If you enjoyed these, please hit like, please subscribe. But all that's left for me to do now is wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope next year is a lot better for all of us than this one.